Hello students, welcome back on our e-learning platform. Today we will take e-lectures on skill development for BCom Art with Same Code. Today we are going to start our Unit 2. In Unit 2, the initial part covers communication. Okay, what is communication? What are the different types of communication, etc. We will see in our coming slides. So what is communication? If you have gone through with our earlier video lectures seriously, then you will find that this part is covered in our BCM subject, that is Business Communication and Management, and that was the main subject. So I think this will be very easy for you to understand because we have covered in detail. Still, we will go through now. What is communication? Communication is simply an act of transferring the information from one place to another place, from one person to another person, or a group of one group to another group, or group to another place, or group to group, from person to person. What exactly is communication? It is exchange or transfer of information, transfer of facts, transfer of ideas between two persons, between two individuals. That exactly is the meaning of communication. When two friends are communicating, it means what? They are talking to each other, and in that particular discussion, in that particular talk, they are exchanging, they are communicating, they are transferring some ideas, some thoughts, some views, some information between them. So again, what we can call communication is, it is a process by which information is exchanged between individuals through a common system of symbols, sign or behavior. Many times what we do while communicating, we used to use different symbols, different signs, okay, or your facial expressions, okay, how you express your ideas, that all is covered, or we can call it as a part of communication. Okay, now how this communication word is derived? It is derived from the Greek word communicare or communico, which means just to share. Now what is this sharing? Sharing of ideas, facts, information, or exchange of information between two persons, two groups, or from person to person. Now definition. Different authors have given their definition for communication. Newman, okay, what he said, an exchange of facts, ideas, opinions, or emotions by two or more persons. So communication may take place between two individuals, two persons, or more than two persons. When there is a group, we will call it as a group discussion or a group communication. Again, according to MB, what he says, communication is the art of transmitting information, ideas, and attitudes from one person to another. Again and again, the things are repeated. So, what you need to understand is, what is communication? It is just an idea or exchange or transfer of information, transfer of facts, opinion, or emotions by from one person to another person, or between two individuals, between two groups, or between, and communication may take between two places. While sitting at one place you can communicate. Then there are different channels, the process, as we have gone through all in detail in our BCM. But here in skill development, what you need to do is what is related with our syllabus, that we will cover first, then we will see in detail. Then another definition, communication is the sum total of directly or indirectly, consciously and unconsciously transmitted feelings, attitudes and wishes. Okay, everyone has used different words, but one thing is common, that is exchange or transfer of ideas, facts and information. So again, communication is the transfer of information from sender to receiver with an informal information being understood by the receiver. So there are two more persons, that is called, as just now I gave you the example, two friends. One is sending, one is receiving. It means what? One is saying, another is listening. Okay, after listening, he is giving reply to the sender, means with whom he is talking. So that is, there are two persons, sender and receiver. So communication is a process of transferring and receiving information through the use of common symbols so that understanding takes place. Okay, and what is the main motive behind communication? Whatever the information has been passed, the ideas which are exchanged, or the opinions which are shared, that must be understood between the sender and receiver. Otherwise, there will be a communication gap. The main purpose of communication will not be fulfilled. So, there must be understanding between the sender and receiver. Whatever has been said must be received by the receiver in a proper manner, in a understanding. Now, types of communication. Again, types of communication is divided into two parts based on communication channels, based on style and purpose. So, what says about based on communication channel? Again, it has been bifurcated in verbal communication and non-verbal communication. Verbal communication has again two parts, that is oral and written communication, and based on style and purpose, formal and informal communication. Now, you all know the meaning of verbal. When the communication is taking place, means when the ideas or information is shared orally. Okay, verbally means orally. Okay, you are just using some symbols, some signs for passing on the information, that is oral or verbal communication. And when, if you are sending any letter to the to any person. Okay, if you are working in an organization, in a business, and being an employee of the person, your boss has asked you to draft a letter to the another party or to the supplier. For example, it means what? When you are preparing any document, any draft, it means what? That communication is related with the written communication, because the information or the message you are sending, that is in written form. So it is called written information. And if you are in the group of the people, if you are in the group of the employees working in an organization, and that communication, if you are having oral communication, verbal means you are just making some symbols or signs, and then communication is taking place, then it is oral communication. Non-verbal means the things which are not verbal, but something is written, something, there is some proof behind that communication, then it is non-verbal communication. Formal and informal communication. Formal communication is a kind of communication which is generally followed by the business organization, by the entrepreneurs, or by the companies, or the big, what we say, the corporate offices. Means any office, means formal communication is required. Okay, formally the things are taking place. Formally the ideas, information, message has been sent to one company to another company, from one individual to another individual. So it is called So these are different types of communication, formal and informal communication. So formal, we have seen what is informal. Informal communication means that kind of communication which is taking place within the organization but not in a formal manner. Okay, many times it happens. There is a group or there are different employees who are discussing on some social issues, who are discussing on the topics which are indirectly related to their official matters, and out of that informal communication some results are drawn or some conclusions are taken down for the purpose of official communication or for the purpose of better running of the business. It means what? Indirectly, the business goals which are stated are achieved with the help of informal communication. So many times informal communication is also helpful from the management or from the business point of view. So now there are again interpersonal communication or intrapersonal communication. We will see first interpersonal communication. What is that? Interpersonal communication means the exchange of information between two or more people. Okay, again this is a type of information but something different from oral, written, verbal, non-verbal or formal and informal communication. So interpersonal communication means when within the organization different employees who are working together, they are exchanging some information, some ideas, some thoughts for the purpose of business, for the purpose of their work. That is known as interpersonal communication. So interpersonal forms of interpersonal relationships and interpersonal relationship can be developed between any of the following. Who are they? Individuals working together in the same organization, people working in the same team, relationship between a man and a woman. Okay, then with immediate family members or relatives, relation of a child with his parents, relation between them. Okay, so this kind of communication mainly it is exchange of information between two or more people. Then that may be at official level, that may be at what you say at personal level or at professional level. That is interpersonal communication. Now again we will see some details regarding verbal and non-verbal communication. Verbal communication is that which is spoken. When you communicate, what do you say? Not only that, but how do you say it? Do you use slang language? Means some language that is not beneficiary from the official point of view, some rough language. So what words and ideas do you emphasize? What language do you speak? All is a part of verbal communication. Okay. Now coming to non-verbal. It is the information communicated without being spoken. Okay. Sometimes it is also known as a written communication. So where do you put your hands? What is your body language? Telling the other person. Researchers agree that at least half of that of what we communicate is non-verbal. So this is pretty important. The other major distinction in this type of communication is the idea of impersonal communication. Okay, when the communication is taking place in the offices, in the organization, in the business units, but without help of verbal communication, that is non-verbal communication, and many times it is also known as impersonal communication. So you are interacting with another employee, with your what you say, with your fellow employees, with your friends, and your relations are good with your office mates, but that communication is not governed by thinking of the other person as a rational individual. Instead, impersonal communication involves thinking of another person as an object. Okay, so that is a difference between impersonal or interpersonal communication. Now, non-verbal communications have following three elements, which are the appearance, speaker, clothing, hairstyle, neatness, use of cosmetic surrounding, room size, lighting, decoration, furniture. Okay. Now, if you go to the big corporate companies, big corporate offices, you will find the surrounding, the environment is absolutely different as compared to the small businesses, small business units, or the typical official environment. So body language. Again, the different another part is body language. Facial expressions, gestures, and postures. What body language is? See, while you are communicating means you are having discussion. You are talking to someone else. You are talking with another individual. At that time, okay. Even we can take here the example of interview. If you are appearing for an interview, while attaining any interview, while what you say going or appearing for any interview, what is the first impression? That your appearance, okay, your clothing, your hairstyle, your way of living, then the neatness, okay, all these things matters, and that all is covered in appearance. How you look, how you present yourself, okay, how neatly you have wear your clothes. Is it from interview point of view, or you have wear such clothes which you are using with your friends, like that all is covered in appearance. Then next comes to body language. Body language covers facial expressions, gesture, and posture. Posture means how you stand, how you talk. Gesture means how you present yourself. Facial expression stands for how you are giving the expressions to the uh, receiver, means to the with whom you are talking with. For example, you are talking with your boss, and if you are making your eyes big, or if you are just what you say arguing with your boss, if your expressions are not good, so it means your body language is not good. But while talking with your elders, while talking with your reporting boss, or if you are in college or school, if you are talking with your teacher, how should be your body language, how you should talk, how you should present yourself. That all is a part of body language, expressions, posture, and gesture. Sounds, voice tone, volume, and speech rate. How you talk. Okay. If have you ever found that a child is talking in a very big voice with his father or mother? No, that is not a good sign. So while talking with anyone, what should be your voice tone? How much will be the volume? How much will be the speech rate? That all covers in sound. So this is all is a part of non-verbal communication. So we will stop here, and other thing, rest of the things will be covered in another.